Hi, my name's Jeff Kircher. I'm pharmacy manager here at Vienna Drug Center, and I'm very excited to talk to you today about a product called CBD. We're going to find out, is this product safe, and is it right for you and for your family? So there are many different health conditions that could be benefited from the use of CBD. Things like pain, Lyme, Parkinson's, depression, anxiety, migraines, and many others. The purpose today is to answer that question so that you can make the decision whether or not CBD is right for you and for your family. So what is CBD? How does it work in the body? Are all the products equal that are out there in the market? And again, is this the right thing for you and for your family? So let's just jump right in. When we talk about CBD, we're going to be talking about just the hemp side of CBD. CBD is in both marijuana and hemp. But when we're talking about marijuana, we're talking about something that's federally illegal, something that could get you high. When we're talking about hemp CBD, which is the products we're talking about today, this is a non-psychoactive. It does not get you high. It is federally legal as long as the THC amount that's in there is less than 0.3%. The THC amount that's in marijuana is somewhere between 10 and 30% for that. So we're talking about a very, very small amount. So when you look at this, the species cannabis is for both hemp and marijuana. But what I want you to think of is think of cannabis as birds and hemp as ducks. All ducks are birds, but not all birds are ducks. So what is CBD? CBD stands for cannabinoids. There are hundreds of different cannabinoids in the hemp plant. These cannabinoids act as keys to unlock receptors in the body. The most common one is called THC. Again, that's something that's in the marijuana plant as well as the hemp plant. But that THC that we're going to be talking about is just the hemp-derived CBD and THC. As you see here, it's not just CBD. It's CBD, CBL, CBG, CBN, and many other cannabinoids. Hundreds of different cannabinoids in this plant. Is CBD legal? Yes. Under the 2018 Farm Bill, hemp-derived CBD is no longer a controlled substance under federal law. Hemp is now permanently removed from the Controlled Substance Act, and the DEA cannot interfere with the selling, producing, or possessing of hemp-derived products as long as that THC level is below 0.3%. Is CBD a safe product? Well, according to the World Health Organization, CBD is safe and well tolerated in humans. CBD is not associated with negative public effects, and CBD has no abuse potential, which means you're not going to get high and you're not going to get dependent on hemp-derived CBD products. So how does CBD work in the body? There's a system in the body called the endocannabinoid system. We're all hardwired with this master control system. This system is made up of different receptors, whether it is in your brain, the digestive system, lymphatic system, all over the body. It's telling your body how to regulate and what to do in the body. Whether it's your temperature, regulating your anxiety, your depression, your sleep. The endocannabinoid system is responsible for regulating pain, inflammation, anxiety, depression, digestion, memory, mood, motor control, and sleep, as well as many other things. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The endocannabinoid system was discovered in the 90s, so many physicians that are out there haven't studied the endocannabinoid system. So if you go to your doctor's office and you ask them about CBD, they might not know what this product is. Here at Vienna Drug Center, we decided to learn as much as we can about this product. We studied it over the last year and figured out if this is going to be a good product for us to provide to our community. So is CBD effective? Let's look at some studies here. We have the Journal of American Medical Association. They looked at 28 randomized clinical trials, and they were able to conclude that there was a reduction in pain relief and spasms and supported very high quality evidence to back this up. The National Academy of Science also were able to say that there was a reduction in pain relief, the spasms and seizures. There were 15 other randomized clinical trials that also were seeing that there was very effective in pain relief. So let's look at one study right now. It's called the Brightfield study. They looked at over 1,400 different patients that were taking CBD from a hemp-derived CBD. Their conditions that they were looking at were depression, insomnia, anxiety, pain, migraines, arthritis, and nausea. With those 1,400 participants, they were able to see 84% of them said that CBD from a hemp-derived product was very effective to extremely effective in reducing their clinical symptoms. The symptoms that we were looking at here were all these different ones. These are the top ones that they were talking about. And those patients were able to say that 84% were able to say that it was extremely effective to very effective in helping with their clinical conditions. 42% said that CBD completely eliminated the use of their traditional medications. 69% said that the hemp-derived CBD was either more effective or much more effective than their over-the-counter products that they were using. Say they had pain and they were using ibuprofen, they were saying 69% of them were saying that it was much more effective for them. 56% said that it was the same as their other prescription medications, and 90% said that they were likely to buy it again. The one con I want to point out here in this study is that it was not psychoactive. These patients wanted it to make them feel high, but again, we're talking about the hemp-derived CBD, and this product is not psychoactive. It will not get you high. So let's look at a study here for fibromyalgia. They looked at 1,300 patients with fibromyalgia. If you go to your doctor's office, you could have them give you a prescription for Cymbalta or Lyrica or Saliva. The Cymbalta, these patients said 8% of them said that it was very effective. With the Lyrica, 10% said that it was very effective with their fibromyalgia. Saliva, 10% said it was very effective with fibromyalgia. But if you see down here, the CBD, the cannabinoids, 62% of these 1,300 patients with fibromyalgia said that it was very effective. So if you were one of these 8 to 10% taking one of these products and it's working for you, keep doing it. You don't need to worry about putting in a product like CBD to help you out. But if you're in that 90 to 92%, definitely you should be considering CBD as a way to help to supplement and help with your condition with fibromyalgia. So the Maine Medical Center studied 1,500 patients that were using opioids and they were given a hemp-derived CBD product. They were able to see a reduction in the opioid use by 76.7%. So we think about this opioid crisis that's going on here in the US, and here's a product, CBD, that is able to reduce these 1,500 patients, reduce their opioid use by 76.7%. If we're able to switch someone to CBD and offer their opioids and we could save one person, then that's amazing. Looking at anxiety meds that they were on, 71.8% reduction in use. Depression meds, 37% reduction. Their sleep meds, 65.2%. Migraine medications, 66.7%. And even alcohol use was reduced with the use of CBD products. So what dose should you take of CBD? Here at Vienna Drug Center, our motto is to start low and go slow. Everybody's metabolism is a little different with this product. So this is a fat-soluble product, which means that it could stay in the body a little bit longer depending on how you metabolize things. Your metabolism might be a little bit slower than mine. We recommend starting with a 10 milligram dose. So if you're using one of the oil products, it's 10 milligrams, or a soft gel capsule, it would be a 15 milligram. The reason why the soft gels are 15 milligrams instead of that 10 is because that soft gel you have to swallow and it's going to go through the liver, which is called the first pass, and you lose about 1/3 of the CBD in there. With the oil, the way you're taking that is you're taking that 10 milligrams and you're putting it underneath the tongue. It's called a sublingual dose. So you're putting that liquid underneath the tongue and you're leaving it there for at least a minute before you swallow. Therefore, the CBD is actually going into the system through under the tongue rather than going through the liver. So you could get a much lower dose rather than taking that 15 milligrams that you have to swallow. So does CBD interact with anything? It does have the possibility to interact with certain medications. What I want you to think about is, think of CBD working in your body, and your body is a car in a toll lane. You come up to that toll bridge, and that medication that's in your body is either given an easy pass or a cash only. So if that medication is in the easy pass, it's going right through that lane and not slowing down at all, which means that that medication, when you're taking CBD, is lower in the body. So if you're taking a 10 milligram dose of something, it might be equivalent to taking 7 milligrams of it. But if you're in that cash only lane, so a medication that's backing up in that cash only lane, that medication is building up in the body. So that 10 milligram dose might be 12, 15 milligrams, which could bring on some certain side effects from that medication. So CBD does have the ability to interact with certain medications. Here at Vienna Drug Center, we're experts in those medications and figuring out which things that they can interact with. You could get this medication, this CBD, online, grocery stores, in your gas stations and vape shops. Are they going to be able to answer the question as to which medications might interact with this? Is this a safe product for me? They're not going to know that. But here at Vienna Drug Center, we'll be able to help you. So let's look at an example here. So here's a patient that is an anti-epileptic patient. Their seizures are under control with this medication, but they have anxiety and migraines, and they want to use CBD as a way to help to reduce that anxiety and the migraines. They added the CBD regimen, but when they added that, they noticed that the side effects to their anti-epileptic medication had gone up. So they talked with their pharmacist and they talked with their provider, and they worked out the fact that they were going to reduce the amount of the anti-epileptic medication and see how that worked for them while maintaining the amount of CBD that they were taking. What they were able to do was they were able to reduce that dose, have the same level of reduction in the seizures, but they were able to reduce the anxiety and migraines. So it was a win for them because they took less medication, they took their CBD supplement, and they were able to reduce their anxiety, they were able to reduce their migraines, and they were able to keep that seizure level down the same way they did before they started taking CBD. So who shouldn't take CBD? Someone who's acute psychosis. So if you're hallucinating, if you're not in touch with reality, not a product I would take at this time. If you have severe cardiovascular disease, if you just had a stroke or a heart attack, I would stay away from this. If you have liver disease or kidney disease, remember I said that CBD, when you swallow this, is going through that liver, so you could have problems with other medications with that. So I would talk with your pharmacist and your provider before I would take the CBD products. So are all CBD products equal on the market? When I say an apple a day, everybody knows an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So when they're talking about the apple, one of the things, if you look up pectin that's in an apple, you'll see that it can help with all these different types of health concerns, whether it's diabetes, heartburn, high cholesterol. So many things that pectin that's in an apple is good for you. But if you look at a Luden's cough drop, that also has pectin. So we don't sit there and say a cough drop a day keeps the doctor away. No, that would be too silly to do. When we talk about that full apple, we're not just talking about pectin. We're talking about the entire apple, skin, core, everything in that apple gives you that full spectrum effect from the apple to help with those health conditions. The reason why that's so important is when we're talking about full spectrum with the CBD, we're not just talking about CBD. We're talking about the THC. We're talking about CBC, CBG, those 100 different cannabinoids that are in the hemp plant that are going to help and give you an entourage effect or a full spectrum effect on this. Let me show you a chart here. So full spectrum is that whole apple, not just that isolate like the Luden's cough drop. So that full spectrum is that hundreds of different CBD or the cannabinoids. You're able to take a much lower dose of the CBD and get a higher response to that CBD product than if you took an isolate or that Luden's lozenge. If you're just talking about CBD by itself, you're going to have to take much more, and you're still not going to be able to get that response that you would from the full spectrum. So look at this as the full apple, and this is your Luden's lozenge right here. This could be CBD by itself. This could be those hundreds of different cannabinoids with the THC. You can also get a full spectrum product that is THC free. You're missing that one component of it, but you still have many of the CBD or the cannabinoids in there. So you might not get quite up here, but you're going to be pretty close, even if you're taking it without the THC. So are all products equal? So it's hard to compare an apple to an apple if you don't know what an apple should be. So let's look at some studies that were done here. So the FDA in 2016 said that 91% of the products that are on the market containing CBD were not matching what their label said, which means that if the product said that it had 10 milligrams per ml, 91% of them did not match that. The Journal of American Medical Association in 2017 said that 70% of the products that they looked at didn't match. So it was getting a little bit better, but still 70% of the products on the market don't match what it is. So if you're buying your products from online, your gas station, your supermarket, you don't know what you're getting. It's being sold everywhere. So you have the right and the responsibility to know what you're putting in your body. So at Vienna Drug Center, we decided to join and team up with Ananada Professional. The reason why we did this is Ananada Professional certifies every bottle that they produce. There's a certificate of analysis that you're able to print out. You could go right online. They have your lot number right on the bottle. You could print out your analysis for that bottle. When I talk about a certificate of analysis, the things that you want to be looking at is, are they being done by a third-party lab? So Ananada Professional uses third-party labs to test theirs. The reason why that's so important is there could be some certificates of analysis that are being done by other manufacturers that are being done by that manufacturer. So there could be some bias that's in there. It should also tell you the different types of cannabinoids that are in there. So it's not just telling you that this is CBD. You want to know which cannabinoids are in this product and how much of those cannabinoids are in there. The test should also be testing for pesticides, microbes, and chemicals. This is a plant, so you have that chance of having a fungus or salmonella or E. coli or other chemicals that could be used to produce this product in that oil. You want to make sure that those things are not in there. Just as important, you want it to be lot specific. So some manufacturers will sit there and say that they test their product, it's fine, but they're not willing to tell you that this bottle that you have in your hand is what it is for it. It must be lot specific. So let's take a look at one of these. This is one of the products that we have here with Ananada Professional. It's called Full Spectrum 300. So remember when I said full spectrum, that meant that whole apple. You're talking about all the different cannabinoids in here, including THC. Here's the lot number for this bottle, and it was tested on 5/13/19. This product was tested by Iron Labs, which is not part of Ananada Professional. They paid them to test their product to make sure that what's in there is in there and what's not in there is not in there. So If you look across here, you have THC, CBD, CBN, CBG, many of the different cannabinoids in here. I know this is difficult to see, so let me make it a little bigger here for you. So as you go across the amount of THC that's in here, you're able to add that up to a total of 0.2. Remember I said the amount can't be any higher than 0.3. This is telling me that the total amount of THC in here is 0.2, which is below the legal limit, which means that it's safe for us to sell to you and safe for you to take. It also will tell you all the different cannabinoids that are in there, the CBD, CBN, CBG, and if you count all those up across, it's at 10.3. So this product is sold as a 10 milligram per ml. You know that it's 10.3 milligrams per ml, and the amount of THC in there is at the legal limit. Just as important, you know what is not in there. So these are all the different chemicals that could be used in processing of different types of products, including CBD, and it's all saying that these have been passed in here. Just as important, we're looking at yeast and mold. So all the Lyme patients out there dealing with yeast problems and trying to keep that down, this is telling me that it's fine. How many times have we heard on the news that lettuce has been recalled because of salmonella? This is testing for our salmonella. It's testing for our E. coli. It's telling us it's not present in this oil. We know that this product is safe. We know what's in this product, and we know what's not in this product. So let's take a look at another one. This one's called the Full Spectrum 600. This means that there's 20 milligrams per ml in this product. Again, it's lot specific. It's tested on 5/28/19. This product was tested by a company called DB Labs. So Ananada Professional uses both the Iron Labs as well as DB Labs. They'll take anybody, they'll make sure that their product is safe. They don't care who tests it as long as that it's being tested by someone other than them. They're testing for this pesticide, microbials, mycotoxins, heavy metals, foreign matter, and solvents. Again, we're seeing all the different CBD content that's in here, all the different cannabinoids. I said this was a 20 milligram per ml. If you add all these up, it's 21.82. So you know it's pretty darn close, but you know exactly what you're getting in this product. You also have terpenes, which gives the CBD plant or the hemp plant the aroma of it. And those terpenes actually have anti-inflammatory properties in them. So the terpenes are important as well for those that are dealing with inflammation problems and pain problems. It's also testing for those pesticides, microbials, the mycotoxins, heavy metals, and residual solvents, saying that they've all passed or they're not present at all in this product here. Now let's take a look at another company's third-party lab. So here's a company that made a CBD product. They sent it out to a third party, which is one of those things that we said is very important for them to do. Their lab that they used is Proverda. Their product, they said, was 500 milligrams per 30 mLs for this. But if you look at this product, you see all the way across here, the only thing that's in this product is CBD itself. So this is your isolate. This is your Luden's lozenge here. If you also look at the amount of CBD that's in here, it's saying that it's 2.51 milligrams per ml. If you take 2.51 times 30, you get 75.3 milligrams, not 500. So this is one of those products that's out there on the market that the Journal of American Medical Association and the FDA are saying are not marked properly. This is something, if you were taking this product and you were taking it as you were directed to do, it might not be doing anything for you. And you might be telling yourself, this doesn't do anything. This CBD stuff, not worth doing. Well, this is why. You're dealing with that isolate. You're dealing with just that Luden's lozenge. So what everybody asks is, will I fail a drug test? And the answer to this is, you could get a false positive. So yes, you could with the urine drug screen. The reason why that's important is that the urine drug screens are cheaper for companies to use, and they're easier to have false positives with whether you're dealing with the full spectrum, which has the THC, or the full spectrum without the THC. Both of them have the ability to trigger a false positive with that urine drug test. So if you work for the government or you work for the military and you have drug testing all the time, it's something that you really need to consider. Again, with your metabolism, if your metabolism is a little slower, that could build up in the body. Like I said, this is a fat-soluble product. It could build up in the body and can trigger that false positive for it. But if you do get that false positive, you can always ask them for a secondary test. The secondary test is a blood test or a hair sample test. When they do these tests, they're going to be able to tell you 100% that this is a negative test result, because they're able to tell that this is a hemp-derived CBD and not the marijuana-derived CBD. So is CBD right for you and for your family? We talked about the fact that it is very promising. The studies that I showed you here were showing a very high rate of success. It could lead to an increase in your quality of life. It could lead to a reduction in your symptoms of many of these different health conditions here. In no way are we saying that this is a magic bullet. It works for some people, it might not work for others. But is it something to consider? Absolutely. We also sell a CBD product for furry friends. So how many of you have dogs that were hiding under the bed this 4th of July because of the fireworks? That you might have separation anxiety with your pets. You might have problems with their hips and pain as they grow up. They might have nausea or appetite problems. CBD can help with all these different things. Again, every pet is going to be a little different with this, but it has the ability to be very promising for our pets. Ananada Professional has many different products that are here. Whether you're taking the capsules or you're taking the tinctures, they even have a salve that's available. The salves, what we've been seeing great results on are things like bug bites and eczema and psoriasis, as well as pain, putting it directly on an area of your body that has pain, whether it's knee pain or elbow pain for that. The amount that you're going to be taking of these products will differ from one person to another. So again, our motto is to start low and go slow. You want to dose yourself at a small amount at the beginning. Go for about 3 days. If you feel that, hey, this is helping me a little bit, but I need a little bit more, you could always add a morning dose at that particular time. Again, with that 10 milligrams, and see how you are for 3 or 5 days. Again, you can say, okay, this is helping, I want a little bit more. You could always add a 3rd dose there. If you ever have any questions about dosing, you could always call us here at Vienna Drug Center, and we will be glad to help you out with the dosing. The last thing I'll say about Ananada Professional is that they're farm to pharmacy. What I mean by that is that they start with their seeds, they grow their hemp in Kentucky, they produce their oils right there in Kentucky next to the fields. They then will package their products up and they'll send it out to one of those labs to test it. When they get verification that this product is going to be safe and is under that 0.3% THC, they'll package it up and they'll send it directly to us. So there's no middleman. There's nothing that can be added to this. It's all done by Ananada Professional. I'm so glad you were able to listen to me today. Again, my name is Jeff Kircher, Pharmacy Manager here at Vienna Drug Center. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call at 703-938-7111. Enjoy the rest of your day.